Welcome back here to Adelante Chicago. Well, in January, Mexico City hosted the Binational Dream Conference. It's an event that brought together DACA recipients from the U.S. and Mexico to discuss the future of dreamers and paths to citizenship in the U.S. State Representative Eva Dina Delgado not only attended that conference, but was also a speaker on a panel for the event. We want to welcome her to our show. Hello to you.
Hello, thank you for having me, and welcome from Springfield.
This sounds like such an amazing trip, not only because Mexico City is remarkable in and of itself, if anybody has had a chance to visit there, but also because of the discussion that you had. So tell me how this came about and who you took with you.
Sure. So we were able to work with an organization called Binational with the focus on creating an opportunity for DACA recipients to get at what they call advanced parole, which is part of the process that you go through in order to get citizenship opportunities. So when they came to us with the suggestion of doing a trip and doing it in conjunction with the Mexican government, I said, absolutely, let's do it. I have some folks who I work very closely with who were looking for this kind of opportunity. We partnered with folks in other parts of the country, and we ended up having a group of DACA recipients that came from across the country. So we had a number from Illinois, but we also had folks from Colorado, folks from New York, folks from Texas that were able to make their first trip to Mexico, in some cases in 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah, and this is amazing. And the reason I tell you that is because, you know, we've told the stories for years that many times these kids were brought here maybe when they were 6 months old, a year old. The only place they know is the U.S. They don't know anything about Mexico or where they're from. And so taking them there and letting them see what life is like and you know, why they came to this country, I think is so important. And you said you also took them to meet some of their relatives, no?
Yes. So the stories that that I was able to hear from some of these folks that were coming, there was one young lady who was telling the story that she had not seen her father in 30 years. The first time that she was able to see him was on this trip because of the opportunity she had to visit Mexico City. And she actually brought him with her to the panel discussion. It was amazing to hear her story and then to hear her and to meet her father and speak with him. And I mean, both of them were reduced to tears. I mean, just it's something that the impact of it cannot be stressed anymore.
Yeah, and that's certainly the emotional side, but there's a practical side to all of this, and that's that you get to have these conversations about how to make the experience of a dreamer better, right? So what came out of those conversations? What did you guys talk about?
So we spent a lot of time talking about the opportunities that we could provide at a state level, which again are limited. Most of the immigration issues are handled at a federal level. But we had an opportunity to talk through what kinds of things they as individuals could do. They had a chance to learn about the things that the Mexican government offers them because they are Mexican citizens living in the United States. And so these are things that most folks don't always realize, that they could be accessing support coming from the Mexican government. So we spent a lot of time talking about that. And then we also had some chances to do cultural excursions, just getting an opportunity to see some of the beautiful things that Mexico City had to offer.
Okay. When you went in January, I imagine Donald Trump had not taken office yet, but we knew it was coming. What was the sort of sentiment at that moment? How were people feeling about his administration coming into office? What were some of their concerns?
Well, we were in a rush. We were in a hurry to try to put together this trip so that we could do it before he took office, so that if on day one he decided to dismantle something, that at least we could get an opportunity for this group of people to get their advanced parole and to be able to have that piece of the puzzle put together for their immigration status. And I think what most people were feeling was just fear of the unknown, not understanding exactly what this administration was thinking about, which populations they were going to target early in the administration. And I think we've kind of seen that bear itself out.
You said that you want to take another group with you here in the coming months. Do you see that happening under the current administration and the climate that we're living in?
Well, today I know that advanced parole is still something that a DACA recipient can try to get. So that's why we're putting together this trip. Again, with a very similar program as what we did in January. We already know that USCIS has recognized this as a legitimate thing. So we think for this second group of people, being able to participate in a program that we already know has been approved is the right way to go about it. And I'm sure that we're going to have a lot of interest to make the trip, and particularly because we've done it before.
Okay, we're going to get the information up on the screen if people want to apply to be a part of this program, if perhaps they want to get more information. You gave me a number, 773-237-4558. That's to call your office, and you can put them in touch with all the right resources. We appreciate your time. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Lourdes. It's always great to be with you.
Likewise, likewise. Okay, we'll see you soon.